Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Survivor 43, episode 3, right?
Yes.
We got some good backstabbing happening.
Oh, and a blind side. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdtainment.
Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hi, thank you for joining. We're starting a little bit late, but thank you guys for hanging out. It's my fault. Sarah texted me, "Are you on your way?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm leaving now. I'm sorry."
He was like, "Whoops, yes." Mm-hmm. That's right. That's the thing I'm doing.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, y'all, Survivor.
We're here.
We're here. We're in it.
And we're coming off of the bead situation, right? So Cody's
hat
recounting the bead saga, which I feel like we kind of got the full picture in the last episode, but they do a flashback nonetheless. But I did love this moment because it was like Nika again being like, "No, I'll give your beads to Cody."
Yeah.
Like she was just pushing people around and telling them to give the beads.
Cody gave her credit. He was like,
Yeah.
I panicked. It was probably the wrong thing. I shouldn't have done it. And I had a minute to get beads. But Nneka was on it. Jesse helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to hear him be like, terrified. I was terrified. I ruined it.
Yeah.
And holy crap. But now I have an idol. And nobody knows.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
except the two he had.
Nika and Jesse, Yeah. So, there's also this we're setting up some tension between Dwight and Jesse now because Jesse, he's playing his game, not Dwight's. And Dwight is like, I guess, annoyed at that, but ultimately probably understanding. But he's just kind of like, I guess I can't trust Jesse as much as I thought. Like, Noelle is my number one,
So Jesse is still the closest with Cody and Nneka.
Yeah.
Dwight says he's not upset, just wary.
Yeah, I would be too.
But he and
because you got to be like
he and
trying to assess like who can I control. And now he knows, not that he can't work with Jesse. He's like, I still want to work with him, but I can't control him necessarily, right? I wanted him to do something and he didn't do it. So
there'll be no controlling.
No.
That's not going to happen. Then we pop over to Baka Yellow. I'm going to try to write down tribe name and tribe color.
Okay.
Because it was requested in the comments.
Oh.
And I don't ever notice the color.
I don't.
And I know David's not noticing the color. But like in the past, people will say like blue tribes. And I'm like, which one's the blue tribe? I literally don't notice the color for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to say Baka Yellow.
Okay.
Just to help us all out in the beginning.
Yes.
But I might forget because I don't look at the color.
Yeah.
Which made me try to figure out why the heck I don't look at the color.
Well, in solidarity with me. That's why you don't look at the color.
I emotionally am connected to David. And we don't see color like that.
We don't, not that way, yes.
But Gabler's not doing well over here.
He's sleeping on the beach. And they're like, is he okay? Like he seems to already be losing it. And, it's more, we've already seen a little bit of this narrative of like, he's older and he's not holding up as well as some of the younger people on his tribe. So Ellie's like, he should go next. I'm ready to get rid of Gabler. She initially, remember, she was trying to save him. And she was like, don't not play your idol. Don't give up, Gabler. And now she's like, I think Gabler can go. I've changed my mind.
So they want Gabler out next, and they think he might not know how his idol works.
Gabler might be stupid, they think.
Again, have y'all not seen Survivor? I don't think there's ever been a time they counted a tribal that you weren't out.
Yeah.
So this is very odd that they're like, Gabler might assume just like we assumed.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? No, why?
So they're like, we got to ask him, we got to throw it out there. Like, oh, is your idol expired? We got to explore whether your idol is expired. So Ellie and Janine and Sammy kind of cook up this plan of like how they're going to get into that conversation. And Sammy's like, are you going to do it or am I going to do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ellie's like, I'll do it. I'm closer. And he goes, he's like, you think you're closer to Gabler?
Wait, you think you're closer to Gabler?
Okay.
Okay.
So he's offended.
But I was like, Sammy, don't you blow your cover.
Right?
I see that you're offended, but don't try to make a point that you're closer to Gabler. you're playing a game. And he does. He stops himself with the, okay.
Yeah, he does. But then he's still making a point where he's like, these idiots think I'm 22 and I'm really 19.
I was like, wait a minute.
This 19-year-old is going to outclass all of y'all. And I'm like, Sammy, keep it together. Play it cool. But he's like, I'll show them.
You know what? I think he is showing them because he marches right over to Gabler and he's like, I've got some info to spill.
Yeah.
And he does.
He completely blows up Ellie's game. And he's like, yeah, she went through your bag. I actually wasn't sure. I meant to like go back and watch and make sure I understood like who he's referring to. But like, did he say that Ellie went through the bag or did he say Janine went through the bag? Because Janine went through the bag.
Right. I think he said both. I think he said Ellie and Janine. Okay.
Hey,
hold on.
Jovi, you stop that. Joey's eating books over here. She's just desperate for attention while we're streaming live. But yeah, it's just sort of like he's saying like the girls, right? Because that sort of kicks off this conversation between the guys of like, those ladies, they're scheming, you know, and we got to stick together, us three.
I mean, it's good information because like Gabler's eyes are like, what?
Yeah.
Like I thought that I was semi-working with these ladies and they legit went through my bag. Now he's got the heads up. So when Ellie finally shows up for this plan.
Yeah.
And they've updated Owen in the middle here and he literally is in the middle. But oh my God, this is a fun edit for Ellie.
Yeah. She's like, so that idol, we could like, it's expired now. And so we can just like.
She's like, what, all the things we could do with it.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, so cool that you didn't have to use it.
Yeah.
Now that it's expired.
And now it's expired. So what are we going to do with that?
Yeah. Fun. And he's like, cool. Yeah. I'm going to just save it as a souvenir for my daughter.
Yeah.
All good. And she's like.
Yeah. But it's that moment of like, I told you, hey, Ellie's going to come say this thing to you. And then Ellie comes and says that thing to you.
Yep.
So
look, we can make fun of Sammy being a youngin' all we want, but they now have the upper hand and Ellie looks like a fool.
Yeah.
She looks like she is a little too sure of her position in this game.
Yep.
And those edits tend to get smacked down. Right.
And it's also like, there is a little bit of arrogance of like, I'll handle it. I got this conversation with, because she's putting herself out there.
I'm close to him. I got this.
By having like, you could easily be like, you know what, Sammy? Yeah, you do it.
Right.
Because then if it goes awry, Sammy's the one to blame.
Oh, I would absolutely have Sammy do it.
Yeah.
I would have been, if Sammy was like, do you want me to do it? I'd be like, oh yeah. Do you feel like you should do that?
You could? Yeah. But she's trying to like be the one.
But
and it's like, you don't always have to be the one.
She's like, I got this.
Yeah.
I am running this tribe. And I was like, oh, last week I gave her such a high rating because I was like, I think she is running the tribe.
Yeah.
And now she's losing some dice.
She literally like, it's full. The whole tribe flipped over and she's not in a good place now in this tribe. We then head over to Coco. It's James's birthday. They've got all this
Coco's blue,
food.
by the way.
Oh, Coco blue. Yes. Thank you. James' birthday. They've got all this food. It's like very kumbaya on the Coco tribe.
Yes. They made him a bracelet of beads, David.
Oh, I missed that part.
Oh my God. They were like, we made him a bracelet of beads. And I was like, well, what beads did you put on it? Did y'all just hand him an idol? What are the beads?
Can you imagine?
That
would be
these
rich.
Were not the beads.
Okay, yeah.
But at that moment, I freaked.
But they're sort of setting us up for this Carla moment with nobody wants to go and look for an idol right now. It's too risky. You know, we can't be doing that.
Except for James, who was like, it's my birthday, so I think I'm gonna go look for an idol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so does Carla.
Carla's actually gonna do it.
Loving Carla.
This is so fun.
Yes.
That we're not sure at first. She like looks like she passes it, but then she sees it.
She does. Yeah. And it's just, again, it's just right there. It's just sitting atop a branch.
And the camera went up, but as soon as she came back, the camera was like down.
Yeah.
Watching that cameraman.
Yep.
But she grabs it.
She grabs it and she's like, ooh, beware. No,
beware.
Don't want it. And she puts it back.
Like, I know that means I lose a vote.
I watched Survivor 41 and 42.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it back. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what a controlled queen.
I know.
Look at you.
Because the thing is, like, you know where it is now. So that's not nothing. But you're not losing your vote. She's like, my vote is too important right now. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, you go, girl. I love that.
I applaud your ability to be able to do that.
Yeah. It's hard to,
because
the instinct is always like, I'm here to play Survivor. But sometimes playing Survivor means like knowing when to make a certain move or open a certain envelope or whatever, you know? Yes. So she's leading with caution, which I respect. I was glad to see her run back and get it later.
Or she won't go back and get it.
But yeah, so then we jump over to Vessie Red.
Vessie Red!
And we're getting Neka's backstory, and I'm like, no, Neka. I'm already like, because she's on my draft team, right? And I'm loving her, and I'm like hoping she's going to be the Suri of the season with like the social game. We know she's not great physically, but I'm like having high hopes for her, and I'm like, I'm just feeling off when this backstory package comes in because it feels like we're preparing for the end.
Of course. But I will say we get packages for a few people in this edit.
Yeah.
To the point that by the time we went to Tribal, I was like, what? I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're right.
On the packages.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had, it wasn't just NECA, which they usually would have been like, here we go, saying goodbye to her.
Yeah, because we get a Noelle package too.
I think the editors are on to us being on.
Yeah.
So they did get us.
Absolutely.
But this is a beautiful package.
Yeah.
She's talking about a mission group in Nigeria that she is very supportive of. She wants to win the money so that she can be even more financially supportive of this
And
group.
it was like burned down at one point and they had to rebuild. So, you know, cool to get this sort of like all of that extra info about her and what she's all about before we go back to Coco. And Carla's like, we got to take risks, right? We got to do it.
Now we're back at Coco.
Yeah. Coco Blue.
Well, she's like, James, if you found one of those blueberry advantages, would you risk it?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
And then I think she starts to talk herself into, I gotta do it.
So she runs back out there.
She's like, I feel real thirsty outside.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Would you risk it? You know what? I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Don't come with me.
No. I was asking you for no reason whatsoever, but you know what? I'm just stay right here. I just need to go check on something.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And then she goes and she gets it. It's the bracelet and the bead thing. She reads the clue, comes back. Oh, thank goodness I got that water. I am feeling so hydrated. Better. And you know what? No, I want a necklace for my wife.
I was getting real crafty while I was drinking that water. And I was like, you know what? Her birthday's coming up. Lies, not coming up. Yeah. I was like, birthdays are always coming up. You can throw that out.
100%. If my birthday was yesterday, my birthday is coming up.
It's still coming up.
Yeah.
It's always a good excuse. You're never lying. My girlfriend, my wife's birthday is coming up.
Yep.
Yes, it will hit next year at some point.
Yes.
But she's like, I love your bracelet.
I love that. I love that bead.
How about
that big bead? Can I have that big bead? So she's like bartering with everybody. We see her like swapping her, dangly earrings, and people are like moved deeply by her offering this earring. Like they're like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. Yes.
This is exactly what I wanted. We talked about this last week where I was like, you can get so creative. If you don't have the time pressure of like, we're going to Tribal right now.
Right.
You can get creative and make it not suspicious. And that's exactly what she did. Now, I did go back and watch it a second time today. And she's not wearing the same clothes this whole time. I don't think this is right now on the beach, like boom, boom.
Got it. She took her time. Which is actually really smart.
Yeah.
But I also love seeing this because as silly as some people might think it is, like, oh, you're collecting all these beads and stuff. Seeing this happen and seeing people's reaction to it suggested to me that like weird stuff like this is going on all the time and they just don't have time for it in the edit.
Right.
But like I'm seeing this in the show and I'm like, this is so suspicious. Like if somebody's trying to craft a necklace. I'm like, why are you crafting that necklace? Because all we see on the show is like strategy.
Right.
But they must be so bored and just doing crazy things to entertain themselves all the time. So this probably isn't that unusual.
Exactly, right? They have so much downtime that we don't see. And I bet they're always talking about what is going to be their souvenir.
Yeah.
And I don't know how often they trade to remember each other, but it's a nice thought. And they don't know if it's ever happened before.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's able to turn it and be like, what if I give you this earring?
Yeah.
And like, you give me this bead and like, this is our like to remember.
Thing. Yeah.
Now they probably feel even closer to her.
Yeah.
And they're not suspicious that she's built an idol.
No.
But Ryan says, I'll give you my sock.
You know what? Let's trade socks.
How about my sock?
And she's like, no, I don't want your sock.
Her face was like, oh, yeah a sock.
Yeah.
Great.
So then she's like, I gotta go back to the drawing board.
Circle back on this.
You know what? I'm going to get him with the girlfriend.
Yes.
Turquoise for the girlfriend.
Yes. Now, I thought she was an Aquarius, and Chantel said that she's a Pisces.
Okay.
And a Pisces is a water sign. They're much more emotionally connected. And when I watched her do this, I was like, oh, yeah. She's legitimately like what makes someone's heart tick.
Yeah.
Which is a very water sign approach. So that was just interesting to see. But I just loved this whole thing.
I did too. And I love how she's like, okay, I'm an actor. Like, I'm killing it, convincing these people with the beads. It was a very funny segment. And I'm like really loving what I'm seeing from Carla.
Totally.
Early on this season.
Right?
Yeah.
She's getting a ton of edits.
Yeah. It's impressive. So then we go to, me too. Immunity and reward.
Yes.
The reward is a toolkit and some food. And who is it that sits out? Gio. Gio.
No, Gino
sits out.
is.
There's no Gino. Gio.
Toolkit and fruit, smaller toolkit and fruit. We're going to dive in. We're going to get buoys. We're going to end with a puzzle.
Yeah.
And Gio, I love just like real quick. Just checking.
Just checking.
Just checking.
I'm surprised you didn't find anything. Usually there is something there.
Why didn't we have a Jeffra moment? What do we call it?
Jeffra. Yeah. Jeffra.
Oh my God.
It's been a minute.
It's been a few minutes.
And he hasn't done it this season.
He hasn't really. He watched our
He heard us. He was hurt.
Dang it. Jeff, we didn't mean anything by it.
It was all good. It was all love.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to put anything under the bench. So
he didn't.
There wasn't there.
I loved the moment of like Noelle's like, and like tosses her leg in the ocean. She's like, don't need this. Thank you very much.
I think she even had, I noticed when they like first walked up, she looked like she was carrying a bit of a leg. And
really?
And I wondered if she had to have possibilities because she doesn't know what kind of challenge it is.
Oh, interesting.
But then when she's up on that platform, she's like, I'm just going to stand here.
Yep.
And take my leg off.
She's like, I'm not going to swim with this. Like,
Yep. This is how she swims.
Yep.
And holy moly.
Yep. Very cool.
When she dives in and then she's still got to climb up on
that thing
and dive back down.
Boom.
She looks like a badass.
Yeah.
I don't care what her social game is. I don't care what her strategy is. She is a badass.
She did it faster than I would have.
Holy crap.
For sure. Yeah. So.
And lots of people we've seen on Survivor. She beat them all.
Yeah, absolutely. And that takes a lot more upper body strength,
Lord.
because you're not, So that was very cool to see that. Baka's in the lead, Baka yellow, then Vessi red, then Coco blue. But then Ryan beasts through the water again. Like
he's the last one to dive in.
Yeah. And he overtakes Cody, Vessi red. But it's not that far apart in terms of like when they're getting to the puzzle.
No, by the time they're all on the puzzle, they're basically together.
Yeah.
NECA
so tough.
is back on a puzzle, y'all.
And apparently she's been like insistent that she needs to be on the puzzles.
I'm glad that they fit that into the edit later because I was like, why?
I know.
But if you were on the puzzle, you didn't have to jump in the water. And I think that sometimes people say to themselves, I don't want to do that part. I want to do the puzzle. So they say, put me on the puzzle.
Right. But you already blew it on a puzzle once. So,
but she's going to do it with Jesse this time, not Dwight. So I was like, maybe this will help.
No, apparently she was the problem.
Okay. Yeah. Lindsay and James are on puzzle for Cocoa Blue.
Yeah.
Ellie and Janine are on the puzzle for Baka Yellow. And now that's a puzzle duo.
That is a puzzle duo. They blew through it and Baka won. And then it's Vessie's in the lead because Vessie...
Not really at this point.
Yeah, there was like the narrative I remember was like Coco's making this big comeback, you know, and they're figuring out the puzzle, and then they just have all of these shots that they can cut to of Nika like staring over at the other puzzle, scratching her head, trying to figure out how these pieces fit together, and it just looks like she's blowing it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No, I mean both teams were looking over at the finished product. But Vessie's just not moving. Red is not moving.
And Noelle's like, the smaller pieces go towards the hit. You know, like she's really trying to give them some direction.
I mean, put Noelle in a puzzle because she sure yells like she knows a puzzle. But that doesn't always mean. Yeah. I want to see you do a puzzle. I don't know. But there was a lot of people yelling at Nneka on the puzzle.
Yeah.
And that doesn't usually help.
No, and Jeff's doing it too. He's like, Nneka, struggling on the puzzle again, looking over to the finished product for help. You know, it's not nice. But Vessie loses, so Vessie's headed back to Tribal Council. This is the second week in a row, right? Yeah. So not good for them, but then we have a decision point. Baka has to choose one person from each tribe to go on adventure.
We're going on a journey.
Yep.
Remember these?
On a journey, yeah.
I don't remember them until they come up.
Yeah, no, truly. I'm like, oh yeah, we do that.
We do this now.
So they choose Noelle and James and Owen.
And then they get to choose for themselves. And I bet Owen was like me.
Oh, you think?
Yes, he just kind of seems like
a volunteer.
Yeah. But we don't know. We don't really know. So the three of them are going to hop in a boat. Literally hop in a boat. For the lady who has one leg at this point. And I am in a panic of
that they're not going to give her a leg.
Yeah. I was like, is this just part of it? They're like, and then when you go to the journey, you don't have your leg.
It's however you are on the platform at the end of this challenge is how you go.
And when they send her off in the boat, and then we see Jeff say goodbye to Vessie. And when they pull back, you can see her legs still up on the platform.
Oh my God.
I straight was having a heart attack. I was like, it's still there. It's still right there. The boat did not go back.
You're like, PA, grab the leg.
I was like, if we come back to commercial and she's at this mountain.
Yeah, truly.
And told to do it with one leg.
Climbing through the jungle.
I'm writing letters.
Yeah.
I'm signing petitions. This was not going to be good.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, then before we go to that adventure, the last soundbite that we're left with is Dwight, and he's coming after Jesse and Nika because they were on the puzzle. He was kind of betrayed by Jesse at the last tribal, and Nika is just sort of like the weak link, it seems, on the tribe now. So that gave me a little bit of hope. Because, you know, we have a general theory that, like, whoever the first soundbite is, like, that person's not going home.
Yes.
But they did a different, again, those editors are onto us being onto them. And they are
They don't know that we know that they know.
That's right.
But now they know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That we know what they know. And, you know. So anyway, they did a different sort of a misdirect this episode, which I appreciated. But when we get back to Vessie Red, it's Nika and Dwight in the jungle together, and Nika basically is emotional over the fact that she's gonna vote Noelle out because that's her only option.
Well, before they go off together, she does do her apology.
Yeah,
but it's
true.
like
she's like, sorry, that sucked, guys.
Again, unfortunately. But then she's real emotional because she's talking to Dwight. And she's like, look, I'm not going against Cody. I'm not going against Jesse. And I guess I'm not going against you because I'm talking to you right now. That leaves Noelle. And she's so touched by Noelle as an individual. She doesn't like the thought of losing anyone on her tribe. And it's nice to see that side of it.
You already care deeply about these people, you know, even though it's only like 6 or 8 days or something into the season at this point.
Yeah.
Then it's Cody and Jesse. And they're like, you know, we really got to stay strong.
Yeah.
And as much as we love Nika, she is failing.
They were like, you know what? We might have made a mistake aligning with NECA.
It's like, there's the loyalty piece, which could be great if we make it to merge.
Yes.
But will we make it to merge?
Right.
If we keep NECA on our tribe?
Because Noelle is proving herself on the challenges. Yeah. They talk about how she is showing up where NECA is not able to, but that this is a tough choice for them. This leads us into this edit for Jesse.
Yeah.
Where he is telling us about his mom who recently passed. Turns out she raised him and 4 other kids that she did not give birth to, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Like foster, adopted, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But that's an insane story. Another package, though, that made me worried we were losing Jesse tonight.
Right.
But he's like, if I vote out NECA, I'm like voting out my mom.
My mom. Exactly. Which is the kind of social game I thought NECA might have, but it didn't help her enough.
She did.
But then we're going to go on an adventure, go on the journey. And we hear from Noelle that she's like, I'm nervous to be away from the strategy. Like, this is worst case scenario for me, especially since I was like on the bottom of the boat last time.
First off, she has her leg.
She has her leg. She does, yes. And then we get the backstory.
Yes.
Of the leg, which is
another package.
Another package. Exactly.
But it is very nice to like have this character development. So I am appreciating it. But we get the whole story about
Paralympics. She was like set a U.S. record for the 100 meters.
She's still a Division I college athlete.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, she still was. She got the scholarship, lost her leg, then still. I mean, I can't. Come close to anything that she's done.
No.
Incredible story. But then she's also like, hey guys, let me just be real open and honest with you.
She's like, listen, I'm on the outs. I could really use whatever this advantage is. Let's the 3 of us, we got a thing. Come merge.
Got a thing.
If you would just please let me have this. And both of them are like, sure.
Yeah, no, they seemed very open to it. She was like, look, tribal didn't go my way. I'm at the bottom. I'm worried about this tribal. So by the time they're at the top,
right,
the other dudes are like, yeah, let's be loyal to each other. Come merge. You help us by getting the targets out of your tribe, and we're gonna give you this advantage. How about that?
So they just flip over like no risk, and she risks and she draws the thing, and that final soundbite was where they were like, okay, well, now Noelle's gonna take out a big threat.
Yeah, you are.
And I was like, not NECA. Like, she's not a big threat, is what I'm thinking.
Right. This is when I'm very worried for Jesse.
Exactly. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. So she comes back and she's like, guys, I swear, check my bra, check my underwear. It's all like,
I got nothing.
Check everything. I promise you I have nothing. I swear to God, I have nothing.
Because it's in my foot.
It's in my foot.
I don't know to look at my foot.
It's in my foot shell. It reminded me of a friend of mine who uses a wheelchair. And she, every time she goes to a music festival, she's like, you know those little like plastic pouches that you can put booze in? They're like clear pouches. Yeah. She's like, put it under my seat. They never check under my seat when I'm going through the security. And I'm like, I love that. Hack. Exploit those things when you can.
Ain't no one thinking to look in her foot. She's like, haha, I know y'all aren't going to touch my foot. So search me. Here's my boobs.
Yeah, right. Yes.
She's like, look up here.
And they're like, oh, we trust you. We trust you.
We're good.
And then she's like, psst, Dwight, I have an advantage. She's like,
yeah,
gotta tell him.
She tells him. She opens it with him. So it's a steal a vote advantage, not an idol, but she gets to steal a vote at some point, giving her an extra vote if and when she ever wants to use it.
And she makes a comment like, I was burned by Jesse, so maybe I'll steal his vote. And that's another thing that's making me nervous for Jesse going into this tribal. I'm like, okay, I think we might be losing him.
Yeah, Soup's worried about Jesse at this point, but also worried about NECA. I'm worried. I'm just worried, guys.
Yep.
Let's go to tribal.
Let's do it. We start with NECA's emotional.
Yeah, she's taking accountability for the puzzle, but she did not realize she was going to make bonds. Out here,
she doesn't want to lose someone. They feel like family. Yeah.
Which stop going to tribal.
Yeah, and Cody's like, you know what? Yes, I relate.
Yeah.
And we are devoted to one another, but this is a game.
It's a game.
And I will be turning on someone I love tonight.
Yeah. It's true. Noelle gets to have a little moment where she's like, I still want to keep playing. Like,
oh yeah,
not in a good place, but I want to keep playing. And
it's like, then it's like the scale thing.
Yes.
1 to 10. Because Jesse's like, everybody's using a different scale. I'm in numbers. I'm a data guy. This would not suffice. And so Jeff's like, okay, we'll scale 1 to 10. Everybody go. And I love that moment of like 9, 9.5, 9.78. Right. And then Noelle's like 5.
I was like, why is everyone admitting to being so confident?
I know.
They're like, I'm extremely confident. I'm very confident.
Yeah.
They're all confident. That's never a good sign.
It's never a good
sign. Thank you, Noelle, for being like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what you want to communicate to the people you think you're in with is like, I'm solid with us.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not doubting you at all. We're good.
But the honest response is
always like a 2.
7. No, I think you would go like 7. Like,
sure.
I know what I talk to with my allies, but you never know in tribal.
Never know.
Anything could happen.
It really should never be a 9 unless you have a hidden immunity idol and you know you're going to play it. But even that's not the question. The question is not like, do you think you're going to be safe? It's,
right.
Do you think you know how this is going to go?
Yeah. And they're like,
never know.
Very confident. Very confident. I was like very thrown by so many confidence.
Yeah.
But anyway, it does give Noelle the moment to be like, what?
Yeah.
No.
It's a Survivor, y'all. We go to a vote.
But hey, we go to votes and she does not stand up and say anything. You have to stand up before votes for a steal a vote. So the fact that she got up and walked back there tells us right then Noelle's not using this. So I'm confused on why Noelle doesn't think she needs to use her extra vote and steal Jesse's vote.
I wasn't sure on the timing of it. If she like stealthily stole the vote or if she has to like announce like I have this advantage. I guess it's always been some like pronouncement.
Always has been. If it's a new steal a vote, they should have told us that when she read it. That you don't even have to announce it at tribal. Like that would have been part of the edit, because to literally steal a vote means you stand up and say, not so fast, Jeff.
Yeah.
I would like, I've got this thing and I want to take Jesse's vote.
Yeah.
Like you have to publicly do that and Jesse doesn't get to go vote.
Right.
So we know that right then. She walks up to vote. They start to vote. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why is it Noelle using
I was definitely expecting her to use it. And then we get back and he's like, any advantages? Which I'm like, is this the moment when you're going to steal someone's vote? But no.
Nobody says anything about an idol or anything at this point.
Yep.
So, okie dokie, let's read some votes.
Is what it is. We got 1 Noelle. And then we got Nika.
Oh, that was just Nika. Okay, got it.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly Noelle got the message that we didn't get through the edit that, you know, they were like, yeah, Nika's
there must have been a very explicit conversation between the 4 of them. Like, yeah, we're going to rally around this. This is an easy vote. Let's just like stay strong, the 4 of us, and not come to tribal again. I think there was probably a conversation like that. So
yeah, I think that Jesse and Cody were like, this is really hard for us. We're so close to Nika, but like, we understand that we have to do it. I think they probably had sort of like a come to Jesus thing about it because they did seem very upset and they didn't want to vote her out.
Yeah. Cody's like apologizing to her.
Yeah. You know? And I'm happy to see that because I think that Nika was a bit of a fan favorite because of that just loving vibe about her. And so to see them really get to the point of like, we don't want to vote her out, but we cannot. She's the weak link of this tribe with challenges.
Yeah.
And we just have to make this choice right now. I appreciate seeing that struggle.
Yeah, me too. It made sense.
We don't know anything about the shot in the dark, although everyone claims they saw it.
Yeah.
Sitting in the voting.
I think it's there,
but no one has talked about it. So does that mean it's just not ever going to be played this season?
Right. Was like Gabler's reference to it, was that the confirmation that it's a thing? And then, yeah.
But,
interesting. I guess it's just going to be like when Jeff says, anybody want to play an advantage? Someone has to then say, I played my shot in the dark.
I just think it's so odd that it hasn't been brought up in the beginning by Jeff at all.
100%.
But
yep.
Okay,
That's where we are. So, love to see a man go next, but whatever. Sad to lose Nika. She was on my draft tribe.
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
But I'm at least getting some points from those Baka folks winning immunities and whatnot. So,
I mean,
because I've got 2 on Baka, Sammy and Ellie.
Yeah, no, my 2 left are Jesse and Cody, so they're giving me no points.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like they're doing fine, but they're not giving me points. So
yeah.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
When it comes to points. Yeah.
And then
had to give.
She did. Yeah. It was disappointing, but I would have done the same thing. And then next time, the only thing that I sort of took out of the preview was that the winning tribe can steal from another camp.
Yes.
We've seen that, right?
Yes. I couldn't remember if it was 41 and 42, but we have seen this before where you can sort of take stuff from other tribes. But we don't really get much more than that.
Right.
So that's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And for the record, all the votes were against NECA.
Yeah.
The only vote was NECA's for Noelle.
Right.
But they were all in agreement on that vote.
I think they might be a strong 4, though. I think that getting her out was the right move, which we were kind of, I think we were sort of feeling like the vote out of Mariah on the Baka tribe was like not necessarily, like she wasn't necessarily the reason, but like now they're winning. So something happened. I think that Nika, though, is sort of more of a meaningful elimination because she just clearly was hurting them on the puzzles. So we may not necessarily see them go to tribal next. I would love to see Coco Blue go to tribal next just to even things out and, hear from them and see them. Like we haven't seen a ton from that tribe yet because they've just been good to go. But with Ryan on your tribe, are you ever going to go to tribal council?
Ryan is saving them. Ryan's amazing.
Yeah.
No. All right. We do need to get to know a few people. When Chantel and I were doing the ratings this week, we were like,
and you're like, I have no clue.
You're not in the edit, so I can't rank you high because I don't know what you're doing. So, we definitely need a few more people in the edit just to round things out. But I definitely am concerned about Ellie now, whereas I thought she was doing very well. And Sammy is moving up my list because even though he's still a young little goober of a man who gets his mom to pick him up when it rains, he's like, I'm going to use this information correctly.
He did.
He did it.
He did. I just was like, the only thing I didn't like about it was like, don't have such strong reactions, like if someone's like, yeah, I'm closer, let them believe that they're closer to whoever. Who cares?
Yes. Don't get caught up. Don't get your ego caught up.
Yeah, that's right. The ego thing is the thing we just need to keep in check, Sammy, but I believe in you.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you.
This last week, Cody got the highest rating with a 5 because he found the idol.
Yeah.
He controlled the vote. He got the highest rating this past week, but we will see who gets it this week. Because Noelle gets an extra dice for finding an idol. I mean, not finding an idol, for the advantage.
Yeah.
Carla gets extra dice for finding an idol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff. I'm loving Carla so far. Yeah.
She is fun. Well, you guys, thank you for joining us in the chat.
Yes. And if you are joining us later, leave us a comment and let us know what you think about Nika getting eliminated. And I guess who are your faves so far? I feel like we're 3 episodes in. So who are the people who are standing out to you?
Yes. Let us know how you feel, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye.